Hello everyone, welcome to Sade's Tarot Tea. So today I decided to do my reading on Cameron Boyce. I have been getting requests to do this reading on him, so we're gonna see if he allows me to pull on him. If he does, then that means that I uploaded this video, and he said yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and try to ask him. So let's go ahead and do that. I keep getting the Ace of Swords, so that's a good sign that Cameron is wanting me to pull on him, but we'll see. Cameron, is it okay if I pull on you? Still not sure. He's like, yeah, but I don't know. I hear him saying, I'm new to this. I don't know what this is. What is this? What are you doing? What is pulling on me? Like asking me questions. Okay, I am getting a green light for the World card. It doesn't seem like he's against it. He's funny. Okay, so he says I can. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Thank you, Cameron. Okay guys, sorry for that long introduction. I'm glad it didn't take too long to get permission from Cameron. He's really funny. He was like, I don't know what that is. What is pulling on me? What is that? So I had to kind of intuitively explain, and then he's like, oh yeah, are you kidding me? That's so cool. Yeah, go ahead. He has a really interesting energy. I was looking at pictures of him, and he has such a good light about him, a good personality, very open-minded. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's a Gemini. As I shuffle, I will talk about Cameron, a little bit about him. Basically, he was in the really big movie on Disney Channel called The Descendants. Oh my God, may his soul rest in peace. Even as I say that, his heart hurts, because that was a big breakthrough for his career. He really loved that. He really liked doing those movies. He really enjoyed, even Jesse was another role for him that he did. But I feel like even though Jesse did really well, I feel like Descendants was the thing that set him up, was setting his career up. A lot of people, guys, were looking at Cameron as because he did really well. I saw The Descendants. I saw the first one and I saw the second one. And I'm going to watch the third one and cry because I'm like, he's no longer here. But he really loved that movie. He liked everyone that he filmed with. He enjoyed everyone. That he was someone that really enjoyed the presence of everyone. He really he didn't take lightly a lot of the things that were given to him, or he got to do in his lifetime, in his young life, because he died young. But ironically enough, you guys, I'm feeling from Cameron's energy, I don't know if the doctors said, if Cameron's telling me this, but he already knew he was going to die. He already knew he was going to pass. So it wasn't a shock to Cameron. He's saying it wasn't a shock to me that I was going to die. He's like, I already knew. He's like, I intuitively knew, which makes sense because he has his moon in Scorpio. And he's like, I don't know what that means, but he's like, he's funny. He has that Gemini sense of humor where they're just very witty with their sense of humor. They always have kind of like Sagittarius, but Geminis always want to debate people's, they like to find holes in your argument, or they like to find holes in what you say sometimes, or they like to crack jokes like Sagittariuses. That's why Geminis and Sagittariuses get along so well, I always say, because they have the same type of sense of humor. But he does have Cancer and Libra, so, but anyway, I was picking up on that Cancer, as well. But, and guys, this is a very sad moment. I'm not happy that Cameron died, but listen, guys, his energy he's fine. He's just yo, I'm good. He's like, I'm sad that I had to go so young, but he's like, but I understand. I understand that it was for a reason. I understand that it was for a purpose, bigger than myself. And he's just worried about his family. He's just worried about his parents. His parents are not doing so well. Obviously, they lost their son, but his parents, as I say this, I get emotional. For Cameron's getting emotional as I talk about his parents, because I did a little bit of research and I saw his mom is white and his dad is black. In case you guys are wondering, he's mixed. And he, not that that matters, but, I wanted to get a little background on Cameron because I don't really know a lot about him, but I just happened to notice that he's biracial, and I think, obviously he looks biracial, but he was just you know, he's just concerned for his parents, really. His parents, I don't know, some people are kind of like making his parents the bad people. I don't understand why they're doing that. He doesn't understand. He's like, I don't understand why some people are coming for my parents. Like, they did everything they could. Like, it wasn't like, oh, they just gave up and I died. Like, it wasn't that. It was like, I kept fighting. I kept trying. I was having health issues. I'm hearing him say I was having health issues. And I, like, a lot of times, like, even on the role of Descendants, like, he couldn't fully, like, shoot some of those scenes because he would get sick. They had to shoot his scene on different days, I'm hearing him say, because it was really hard for him. He is telling me that he has seizures, or had seizures. I don't know exactly what his health was called, what he had was called. Usually I can hear stuff like that, but for him, it's like, I don't know, it's like we know what it is, but, and if you look up records and stuff of what it is, but he doesn't like talking about it because it's something I'm feeling from him that he doesn't feel like defines him. Like, even when he was sick, I'm hearing that he would go and do, like, he would go shoot, like, and his parents would tell him, like, Cameron, you're not okay, like, you're not feeling well today. He's like, I want to go shoot, like, I want to be normal. Like, growing up, he was always, like, I don't know, they always had to, like, watch over Cameron a lot just because he's had this illness for since he was young. So and I haven't looked up anything, guys, so I don't know what illness he has. I don't know what it's called. It's something he's very private about. He doesn't like, just, I don't know, he doesn't really want it to be about his illness, but which is interesting. But he wants his parents to know that he's doing really well. He's a lot happier. He's a lot freer. This illness that he has was something, he doesn't even like calling it an illness. I'm calling it an illness, but what he had was something that really was hard to deal with, but he didn't let it like get him down. He didn't ever let it get him down. He always had a smile on his face. Everybody always felt like they knew him. And I didn't put his chart up here, so I'm gonna do it right now. His sun is in Gemini, his moon is in Scorpio, as I said, his Mercury is in Gemini, his Venus is in Cancer, and his Mars is in Libra, in case you guys are wondering. Sadness and isolation came out. Cameron is telling me that when he, you know, certain days, like, he wasn't able to go out and do certain things. This illness was something that really, I'm really curious as to what this illness is called that he had. But he's saying that it was something that really took over his life. It's not something that he, you know, could just like brush off and like act like nothing happened. Like, when he would get sick, you know, I'm getting like, he would get waves of nausea. I'm paying attention to the upside down version of this card. He tried to live his life like this. He's saying to me, like, very free, very like open, and, you know, very much in your face, very much funny. Like, he tried to act like nothing was wrong. Like, a lot of times I'm hearing him say, he's like, I tried to put a smile on my face, act like nothing was wrong. But in reality, I felt like this. You know, I felt very sad. I felt very, like, I wanted to isolate as well. He said he's saying he would go into, like, really deep fits of depression. And there were times where he just wanted to, like, end it. You know, he's like, I'm tired. Like, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of this sickness. But this was when he would go into isolation. He didn't show this side of himself when he was like filming, or when he was around people. Like, if people were to talk about him, they would say, he was like, people, if they were to talk about me, they would say that I was very open, I was very funny. Like, obviously, like, I was very reserved, but I was funny. Like, I always tried to make other people laugh. Even if I wasn't feeling well, I tried to, you know, be there for other people. And, you know, also too, like, he, with that water energy I'm feeling from him, is that he would read people very well. And I always tell water energy to, like, protect your guys' self, because he would take on other people's burdens and their sickness. Like, he took on other people's sickness, ironically enough, is what I'm hearing him say. He's like, I would take on other people's sickness. I would just, like, and that makes sense, because, like, if he already has a low immune system, if he already, you know, is battling a very, you know, hard thing, that, you know, of course you would get sick. Like, your system is weak, you know. But he's saying this would get in the way a lot of his career and his friends. Like, he couldn't do certain things. New vitality, as I said that, and the new vitality card came out in the reverse. There is some shedding that Cameron feels like he still has to do. You know, even though he's free, and you know, I picture this as his soul like leaving his body, like from his period of depression, and when he passed, I picture this as him now in this spiritual, and he's saying to me that, you know, he couldn't do he still can't do a lot of things even though he's free of the sickness, but it's requiring him to relearn himself, because he was so, when you're sick, you become wrapped up in your sickness. When you have a disformity, you become wrapped up into that disformity. I'm hearing him say, like, you know, he's very smart for, you know, he's a very old soul. It's interesting, very youthful but old at the same time. But he's saying, like, I became wrapped up into, like, he's like, I became wrapped up into things that, you know, didn't serve me. You know, I became wrapped up into my sickness. I watched things. I over analyzed things. I looked at everything. I watched everything about my sickness. I became my sickness at times, especially towards the end. He was just like trying to figure out how he could get better. He would try to self-medicate himself. I'm not saying he did drugs, but he would try to like self-medicate himself. And or maybe I'm trying to say self-diagnose, I'm hearing him say, or self-medicate. So, but he's still trying to learn about himself. Like I was saying, he's still trying to learn. And I don't know if Cameron's into music. Does anybody know? I'm hearing him point me to it looks like it's a harmonica, but I don't know. It's like, I picture this as something about him creating music. So I don't know if, I know Cameron would sing because he was in the Descendants, but does anyone know if he wanted to be a singer? Like if he wanted to have his career in singing? Because obviously he's a lot more freer, guys. He's a lot more freer of his sickness. Like I picture this. I picture this as his sickness. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this leaving his body, like the sickness leaving his body, and him being a lot more freer. So he is doing better, but there is still some letting go that he has to do. Some mastering. Like I said, he has to relearn with the MasterCard. He has to relearn a lot of his what he was. He has to relearn a lot of himself again, because he became his sickness, and he didn't want that to be his story, but it was starting to become his story, and that's why he would get depressed. I'm picking up something from his father too. Something about Cameron's father. He's telling me something about his dad, so I want to see what that's about. Cameron, you're talking about your dad. What do you want me to know about your dad? What do you want your family to know about him? What do you want your fans to know about him? King of Swords is coming out. His dad, I don't know what his dad's sign is, but he's coming out as an air sign when I talk about his father. His father is a very boisterous person. His father is someone that really speaks his piece. I guess, like, his father is in some type of, he's worried about his dad. I do feel that. Like, he's worried about his father because his father has not been doing well. And I know Cameron is a Gemini, but this could be him too. But I feel like this is, you know, he's really concerned about his father. His mom is strong. He's concerned about his mom, obviously, too. But there's something going on with his dad that I'm picking up on. His dad is in some type of depression. Or his dad battles depression. Or his dad battles some type of escapism. Like, I don't know if his father dabbles or has been drinking to deal with Cameron's death, or if his dad was dealing with alcohol before his death. But I'm picking up on something with the dad. Like, his dad is not okay. Like, his mom is not okay either, but his dad is, like, really taking it the hardest. Like, his dad is getting into arguments with people. Like, I don't know what his dad is. I'm very curious about that. That doesn't matter. But, you know, Cameron is worried about his dad. His dad is, like, he's pointing me a lot to his father. So I don't know. So Cameron's father, your son Cameron, wants you to stop. I don't. This doesn't make sense to me, but I'm getting a message from Cameron. He wants me to say, if you ever come across this video, he's saying, please stop what you're doing. Please stop taking things out on yourself. It wasn't your fault. I am picking up from his father that his father didn't always take Cameron's pain seriously. Cameron was someone that was very sensitive, and sometimes his dad isn't a bad dude. I'm not feeling that. He's not saying his dad is bad, but his dad would like brush off a lot of things that Cameron would go through. Like, not so much as like a little bit of his sickness, but more so like Cameron was someone that felt everything, and him and his dad would have like these weird arguments where his father didn't understand a lot of times where Cameron would come from certain areas. And I'm seeing Cameron is telling his father to let go, to stop dwelling on that, like let it go. His dad is really beating himself up for things and taking it out on he's taking it out on people because he's hurting and because he feels bad and he feels guilty. I'm hearing Cameron say, please dad, let that go, dad. Yeah, the devil in the reverse. Interesting. Yeah. His dad keeps coming up as well as the Five of Swords, which speaks of mental conflict or confrontation of some sort within the mind. The devil, he could be a Capricorn, the father, or an air sign, or have Capricorn in his chart, Mars in Capricorn. But I'm picking up on his dad having some type of bad, toxic energy that he's trying to let go of, or drinking or something like that. Or the Four of Cups doesn't have to mean like, to me that's like, whenever I see the cups, like the Five of Cups or the Four of Cups, I think of like depression. I get depressed, or aggravated, or aggravated to the point where it causes a person to isolate, not able to let go of things. And I keep hearing Cameron say, let go, dad, let go. So, Cameron's dad, please let go of whatever Cameron is saying to let go of. He wants you to forgive yourself. He understands, I'm hearing him say, as well as I'm saying, he understands that you guys didn't always see eye to eye on things. That's a father and son relationship for you. Sometimes there's a lot of misunderstandings, but he wants you to stop blaming yourself and beating yourself up and fighting with people because you're angry, and that's how you deal. He's saying that's how my dad deals with his pain, is he's angry. Like, he gets angry and he holds on to that anger. So I'm sorry guys, I have to, if I'm going to do a video on someone past, if they want me to give a message, I have to. Like, this video can't be always about them personally. And Cameron is very private. He does have that moon in Scorpio. He moves more like a Scorpio. Yeah, Eight of Swords, as I said that. He wants his dad to let a lot go. His dad is holding on to a lot. A lot of their past, a lot of things that the way his dad grew up, he would bring that into his, as adults do, but he would bring that into his parenting with Cameron. And his dad and him wouldn't see eye to eye because Cameron would try to tell him, dad, like, please don't parent me that way. That's not the way I would want you to parent me, And I'm just seeing a lot of disagreements with that. They loved each other, of course. Like, there was that camaraderie and that love. But he was closer to his mom, especially being a moon in Scorpio. He was a lot closer to his mother. And having that Cancer, he was really close with his mom. No bad energy with the mom. I'm not feeling anything like that. His mom prays for him. His mom and him talk. I am seeing that. I'm seeing his mom as this woman. He's helping his mom to let go, but for some reason there is some resistance with the dad. So yeah, that was heavy, guys. Wow, thank you, Cameron, for that message. So let's see how Cameron what he would have done, like, with his life. I'm curious. This illness that Cameron had was something a lot of people didn't understand. Like, some people wouldn't take him seriously. He's like, I really am not feeling well. And also, my friend told me that there was like some type of twisted like challenge going along with. I'm curious as to how Cameron feels about that, because I was freaking fucked up of people to do that, because he does have seizures. So I'm wondering how Cameron feels about that. Like, people making the Emperor, as I spoke about this, and the King of Coins came out. I'm hearing him get really angry, and he's getting very, like, tongue-in-cheek, like, they're just mad. They're just mad because, you know, I was doing well so young in my career, you know, and he's like, people just don't, they're just jealous of what they don't understand. With the Emperor and the King of Coins, they're just jealous of what they don't understand. It made him mad. Obviously it would, but it angered him a lot. Cameron, how do you... I heard him say, I'm angry. Why wouldn't I be? I'm angry. Like, why? Like, why would people do that? People are so cruel. But he's working on not worrying about it. He's like, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, there's other things to worry about. He's like, there's other things to worry about. Please don't focus on that, but I'm angry. Please don't focus on that, but I'm angry, I'm hearing him say. But he's learning to let it, he's letting it go. Obviously, you can't be carrying that stuff into heaven, but yeah, he wasn't happy about that. Obviously, who would be? But yeah, let's see what it been. He doesn't want me to linger on that, so let's keep going. Okay, thank you, Cameron. Okay. He wants to say through me, like, thank you everyone for... So he's very positive. He's like, other than, you know, like the Moon and Scorpio side of him, he doesn't like to deal with. But he's saying, like, thank you everyone for supporting me. He really, really loves you all. And he loves all of the love and support he's getting on Descendants. I don't know if the third movie released yet, but he's really excited about it. At least he gets to leave this earth. He's saying, at least I get to leave this earth with something I'm very proud of. And his coworkers, he's very proud to work beside those talented people that he got to work with. Everyone. Yeah. Oh. He sees that his family's hurting. He sees, you know, he wants them to keep moving forward, but he sees the Simply Love card. He's seeing that people are having a hard time, you know, over his death. Like, he is seeing that, especially his family, his parents. You know, his dad, I'm telling you guys, there's something going on with his father. His father is holding on to a lot of guilt for some reason. Strengthening bonds. He wants his death, though, to be a lesson to enjoy life, to not take things for granted. He did have some stuff in the works, but he was really focused on getting Descendants out and being very focused on that. I don't know who his agent is. As I said, Master, that's interesting. I don't know who Cameron's agent is, but he's saying that there were scouts, like, there were other people that were wanting to scout him out. Like, he was trying to get out of Disney, so he was trying to get another agent. Like, I am hearing him say that, and for the most part, he was doing pretty well, but he is looking to let go a lot of this, guys, and he's already created a safe place for himself. I always say that in heaven. He's already created a safe place for himself to go, where he meets up with his mom. Again, guys, I am feeling something going on with his dad and some other family members, like an uncle, aunt, that are having a hard time through, I think they're on his father's side. Something about that. I don't want to pry, because, like, that's his family business, but Cameron really wants you guys to let that go. So I don't know what that means. Okay? He wants you guys to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Manifest. He wants his co-stars to think of him only in the best light. I'm hearing him say only in the best light. And he's rebuilding himself in heaven. He is. It's good. It's good energy. Cameron, thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate this. I didn't want to disturb you too much. Something about, like I said, you guys, about his father is coming out. I hope that his father is okay. He really wants his father to let go and let God, you know, and he loves his dad, he loves his mom, he loves his family, he's very close with them, very protective over them. But something about the dad I keep pulling on. Cameron did have things in the works for him, but he knew, guys. He knew that he was gonna pass. Like, believe it or not, like Scorpio moon, very intuitive. Cancer Venus, like super intuitive. He has a very kind. I didn't touch too much on his personality, but he's a very kind soul, very kind energy, very funny. There was some darkness in him. Obviously, as humans, we do have it. But he didn't linger too much in that energy, and even he won't let me get. I have to respect what he wants, and he doesn't want me to get deep into his sickness. I have to respect his privacy. I am gonna look up what he had though, because I'm really curious. Just because I feel it doesn't mean I know. So he is blocking me from that. I know he only because I've heard that he had seizures and stuff. And he's saying that his seizures would get really bad, and he had other things he was battling. Something about the teeth. I keep feeling for him. And his skin, like you could really tell when he would get really sick because his skin tone would change a bit. He's very light skinned, but he would get like this like really olivey skin tone that you would like greenish a bit. Like you could really tell, and in his eyes and his teeth, you could tell that he wasn't doing okay. So my prayers go out to Cameron and his family. Like I said, he doesn't want me to linger too much into his sickness. He didn't even like talking about his sickness. It was something, of course, people knew just because they had to know. But if you didn't really know him, you wouldn't know he was sick, you know? So, Cameron, I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you, Father, for letting me into Cameron's energy. Thank you, Cameron, for allowing me to come through with this reading for you. And I hope all of the Cameron supporters, love this video and love Cameron's message. Please, Cameron's father, let that go. Whatever you're holding on to, he loves you. He still loves you. He loves his mom. He loves you. Cameron's mother, he loves you. Loved your guys' connection. You guys are very close. I feel that. Not so close with his dad too much, but he was close with him. But it was a struggle. It's a struggle. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I am available for personal readings. August. Well, I'm all booked up for July, but make sure you guys get your personal reading with me this August. Ow. So thank you guys. Cameron's got beautiful energy. I was able to still smile. Guys, he's doing good. Don't think I wasn't sad. I'm sad he's gone, but he already knew, and he's not looking at it as a bad thing. He does have to let go in some ways, but he is learning to let go, which is beautiful, and he's transitioning into heaven, more into the realms of heaven. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. I love you guys. Love you, Cameron. I'm so glad you're doing well. Namaste. Love and light. Bye, guys.